Next, we have first of two performances from a group of actors who are going to be doing readings from Love Letter to Gaza version 4, which is a new selection of letters and poems that have been sent to the Calder Bookshop and Theatre, which is an ongoing project which anyone can join in, and if you want to contribute, details are available at the back. So the readers tonight of Love Letter to Gaza are actors Claire Quinn, Milo Manning, who was 11 when she wrote her poem, Laura Freeman, Lee Outram, Tracy Ann Wood and John McKenna.
Thank you. The seed for this project was planted by Jonathan Chadwick in 2002 with his production of Palestine Verbatim, which was performed in Trafalgar Square. It's accounts of contemporary life in Palestine under occupation. Then last year, the Freedom Flotilla was prevented by the Greek government from leaving the port. This included the American ship Audacity of Hope. In order to avoid the indictment that the ship was carrying material aid to terrorist organisations, they carried a cargo of letters to Gaza, letters of love, encouragement and hope. Currently, in America, there is a request for the Secretary of State to investigate whether any organisation involved in the Freedom Flotilla should be designated as a foreign terrorist organisation, and to find out about the source of any logistical, technical or financial support for the Gaza flotilla ships, including the Audacity of Hope. In effect, solidarity with the Palestinians would be criminalised. But at the risk of being branded criminals or terrorists, we do have some letters from England to Gaza to read to you tonight. Louise Gooding turned them into a play which was staged last October by the Calder Bookshop and Theatre, and a video of the performance is up on YouTube, filmed by our friend Abbas.
The first one is My Cargo by Dan Colton, and Dan writes here, the idea for this poem came from reading about the ship Audacity of Hope. I work with an organisation called Counterfire. We do lots around the Arab revolutions, which are of course the key to freeing Gaza. He goes on to say, I am a poet, a musician, a writer and an activist. My Cargo by Dan Colton. Gaza, my cargo is not love. God knows you've had enough of that. Gaza, my cargo is not hope. They rained bombs, but they never crushed your spirit. Gaza, my cargo is not compassion. You have been embraced by all faiths and none. Gaza, my cargo is not empathy, though yes, it hurts us all to see you suffer. Gaza, my cargo is not respect. The boats aren't big enough, the sea not deep enough. Gaza, my cargo is not restraint, that pointless modesty. Gaza, my cargo is not wisdom, a timeless oddity. Gaza, my cargo is no abstraction. It's people, people, people.
Letter to Gaza by John Calder. What can a poem do? Create awareness? Light a fire to drive a boat to sea. There was no fire at Auschwitz to stop the poison gas until the firepower of the Western world destroyed the evil of the Nazi state, and Israel came into being, because the will was there. It is not now the Nazi state, but Israel that blocks the seas. It is not Auschwitz that stops the ship that carries hope and messages, but those that might have died there. So let this poem drive the hope that heads for Gaza. The victims once are now the torturers. Freedom must be for all, not just the victors, whose victory brings forgetfulness of what they suffered once, now brought to others. To all the
the People of Gaza by Leah Gabby. The time has come for all those who are against oppression, hate, injustice to join together and demand that the Israeli government put an end to this brutal occupation which has claimed so many lives, has caused so much pain and suffering, and has resulted in turning you into prisoners in your own land. Despite all the trials and tribulations, you have continued to show a tremendous amount of courage and resilience. Even after having experienced a massacre that cost the lives of almost 1,500 people, you refuse to yield. I admire you for your strength and your determination in the face of adversity. When I watch documentaries about Gaza, I feel such heartache, especially for all those people who have lost their loved ones during the massacres of 2008-2009. Whose children are experiencing severe trauma, who are physically disabled, or who, due to the high levels of unemployment, economic crisis and severe restrictions on foodstuffs, have barely enough to provide for their families. I wish that I could be among the brave men and women who have agreed to go on this journey, knowing full well the risks at stake. I hope they will be able to defy the Israeli government and send it a clear message that it must put an end to this siege and occupation. My heart goes out to you. May you soon be free of oppression. Resistance, bravery, strength. Leah.
Next one is from Sergio to Gaza. Where are the citrus trees and the enveloping aroma of jasmine in the Gaza evenings? Where the tasty seafood served as a delicate meal enjoyed under a fig tree? Where lie now the herb gardens religiously tended? And where the chickens, the goats, the olives, and the dates? They are just hidden. Alive but not existing, hidden and helpless to prevent a monstrous endemic anemia, but ready to resurrect when the revolution breaks the fast.
A love letter to Gaza. My love, I have abandoned you, I know. But soon I will return. If only I could take away your sadness, that look in your eyes that screams 1,000 cries, my Habibi. I have not seen you smile in a while now. Do not feel alone, because I am with you. I visit you in my dreams. I walk the streets where we grew up. I hail a taxi to our old school and I wait for you at the gates. I listen to you speak of your family. You tell me stories and we laugh. Your mother was my mother. Your brother, mine. You, my sister. How I have missed you. I have never even seen you, yet I know I have a similar story. That is how I feel your pain. Mary Beatty. Let's play by the red carnations. We can put one in your hair.
Habibi by Veronica Thurloway. Habibi in this context means friend, and it's a metaphor for Gaza. Dear Habibi, you are constantly in my thoughts, and I speak of you at every opportunity. I tell of your imprisonment, of the deliberate outrages against you, and I remember your gift to me, the concept of samud, meaning steadfast against adversity. I would like to give you the gift of an ordinary life, to make your beach safe for your children to play on, to return the sea to your fishermen so that they can feed you again, to give you fresh, clear water to drink, and to return your home to you. I want fear to be lifted from your children now, this hour, and for you to see mischief in their eyes. Tomorrow won't do. You have been cursed with a beauty, a paradise that others have desired and must possess for themselves. A land of sun and ancient families, of apricots and lemons, of pomegranates, olives, almonds and thyme. You have been forced at gunpoint to watch the rape of your country. I know that you suffer a cruel, unjust and unique punishment, maliciously planned. It not only affects you, but reaches out to threaten me too. Your wounds may heal in time. They will certainly be remembered in legend. But I tell you, I feel it in my bones. Israel is slowly dying. I look forward to the day when we both regain our freedom. What a party that will be. You will have a confident future full of expectations and dreams, a normal life. I shall be released from my obsession with you and the frustration of being so powerless. Gone will be my uneasy feeling that I'm not doing enough. There are letters unwritten, the powerful have not been harried enough, that my voice has not been loudly heard. Then the shadows on my life will lift, and we can become easy friends. Your voice is breaking through the silence now. Your Samud is known and taken to heart by people all around the world. Peace and justice will come.
Gaza by Louise Gooding. What is it like to be a mother in Gaza? To hold your newborn child in your arms, wondering if she will live to be a mother herself? How can you let your child go to school when a bullet through his classroom wall might take him away from you forever? How many times a day do you watch the sky for the dark shadows that bring death? What is it like to lie on the ground sheltering your child with your body as the world explodes around you? How do you explain to your child why a bulldozer is destroying their home? Do you tell them that they are prisoners under a life sentence for a crime they did not commit? How do you explain that they are hated simply for being who they are? Do you teach them to hate their oppressors in return? Do you urge them to forgive? How do you keep hope alive day after day? How do you sing songs to your children when you want to cry? How do you play games with your children when there is ice in your heart? Because you are mothers, you find the answers to these questions. You are brave and strong and inspirational every day. Please never stop hoping and believing that the world will come to its senses. Sing songs, dance and play games with your children and teach them to hope too. For one day soon, they will be free in their own land.
The Children of Gaza by me, Melo Manning. It's just the luck of birth that keeps us at separate ends of the earth. That doesn't mean I forget you. I won't just sit and stew. I will try and fight for you, try not to feel too blue. Whatever happened to your life? Is it all just suffering and strife for the poor children of Gaza? Why at such a young age are you in a cage? Always hiding, your confidence is sliding, surrounded by madness, chaos and sadness. Really isn't your fault that all your happiness was locked up in a vault for the poor children of Gaza. Where is the democracy? You are shot at with accuracy. You stand no chance when the soldiers are in a trance to kill. There's nothing for you to leave in a will. Many people have died, you have cried, the poor children of Gaza. You don't want the blockades or the grenades. It's wrong you have to play with bullets, which rain down like comets. Your siblings are dead. You don't like to think about how much they bled. You still have nightmares, where no one ever dares to save you from the soldiers, the poor children of Gaza. There's still a bit of hope, that one day there'll be a rope that will pull you out of all of this. Wouldn't that be bliss? Your friends are always there, or someone who cares. But there's death lurking, soldiers are working. At least you are still alive. One day happiness will arrive. for the poor children of Gaza.
And therefore I'd just like to conclude this evening with thanking you, and also invite back our readers who are going to do the final reading from the Love Letter to Gaza.
I'm sorry, but by Har Brunton. As I sat down to write this, I wanted to say something positive. These letters and notes are here to provide you with hope. I should tell you that you really are in people's hearts, mind and prayers, and no matter how tough your life may become, there are many others who are trying hard to help you. All this is true. There are wonderful men and women who are doing their best to fight for your cause and support you, but I am not one of them. I live my own life and I have my own daily struggles. I am tired and happy and full of despair, all for myself. I am very aware that there are people in this world who are much worse off than me. So much worse off that a comparison between us can barely be made, but I still feel able to focus on my own problems rather than theirs. I am sorry. I'm so sorry that I don't do more to help you. I'm sorry that I haven't made the effort to find out more about your cause. I'm sorry that I don't feel strong enough to fight for you, and any spare time that I have is spent on myself. But I know that there are others. Please focus on them. Their help is coming, and this time will pass.
To Gaza by Samira Riaz. The whole world is waking up to your suffering. I'm only sorry it took us so long. I knew people on the boats coming to bring you letters and aid, and I myself was lucky enough to come and break the illegal blockade placed on you a couple of years ago. You are a people with so much dignity and respect. We are in awe of how you continue to resist, be living, working, and educating yourselves. I cannot wait until the day I can bring my whole family and friends to visit you when you are totally free. Until then, all my love.
Ridiculous, Wonderful Hope. My Love Letter to Gaza by Laura Freeman. Dear Gaza, we have never met, and yet you are so present in my life, and you have changed me profoundly. I see you in films. I talk about you to my friends. I read about you. I know your tiny borders intimately. You have brought people into my life, and you have pushed others out of it. I have your flag on my coat and a map of you on my wall. I first heard your name as a teenager when I visited the nation which occupies you, Israel. Gaza. It sounded remote and frightening. I didn't really know you or understand you until years later, when I watched a play in my country called My Name is Rachel Corrie. The play was about a young American peace activist who got crushed to death by Israeli tanks whilst defending Palestinian homes from the bulldozers. In the theatre, I wept streams of tears, both for Rachel and for you, Gaza, and for the terrible things my friends in Israel were part of. From that moment, I became your champion. You have many champions here. I hope that makes you happy, to know that there is love for you all the way across the world, from people you have never seen, who aren't tied to you by religion or blood, but purely by humanity. I hope it makes you feel stronger to know that we want to share your stories and tell the truth about your fight for survival. I hope it fills you with love to know that thousands of miles away we are singing to you, Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry, we will never let you die. Most of all, I hope the pain you are suffering does not turn your heart black. I hope you can hold on to your magnificent dignity and humanity in spite of the terrible treatment of your people. It must be almost impossible. I don't think I will be strong enough to fight all-consuming hate. I feel nervous to put this down on paper, but I want to say to you that not all Israelis are evil, although it must feel like that. Most are scared, indoctrinated with fear. It is the state that keeps them in ignorance and terror. It's a powerful weapon, but it will be defeated with knowledge and education and humanity, one day. I hope that day is soon, when their fear and violence is replaced with understanding and remorse. I hope that a huge sense of shame will propel Israel to try and mend the damage it has done to you and to others like you. I hope one day their youth and your youth will play together and work together and live in peace and equality. In ridiculous, wonderful hope, love, Laura.
First exhibition by Lily. It was my first exhibition, a fluke of luck that I could step in at short notice and put together peace and protest in my local library for the whole month of July. The origami cranes came first, 1,000 peace cranes, each one symbolic, a wish for a person locked up in Israeli and Burmese jails. Injustice is injustice, wherever it may be. 1,000, the target achieved. They were exhibited alongside a colourful, handmade banner drawing attention to the plight of children in Gaza. Bags printed with the Declaration of Human Rights hung below them. The exhibition included poems, a peace tree, and a commemoration candle, both of which people could add their own thoughts to. Included were photos of 3 children from Gaza, with their own pictures included and information on Gaza and Operation Cast Lead. Other people have been inspired to continue this theme. One is with poetry workshops on human rights, the other is with debate and discussion on no peace without justice. There are many strands which connect us all.
Okay, this one is Beautiful Summer of Gaza by Rose Reeve, and there's a few notes here. Summer, who comes from Gaza, her name in Arabic means moon shadow, is one of our 3 Palestinian students I helped support via Durham Palestine Educational Trust. They are studying at the university for 1 year to obtain their master's degree. At the end of September, Summer flies back to Gaza. The Trust wishes we could do more to help, but it has been a joy to get to know 3 brave and talented young people from Gaza and the West Bank. And Rose goes on to say, I am a retired music teacher and I am a cancer patient, haematology department. Beautiful Summer of Gaza by Rose Reeve. Beautiful Summer of Gaza, moon shadow. For 12 short months I've watched you grow and blossom, seen the sparkle of your dark eyes, the lustre of your long black hair. I've welcomed you to my world. Here, in my world, farmers plough fields and gather apples from their orchards. Fishermen set forth through the white-capped waves of the North Sea to the crying of seagulls. Rabbits dart across hillsides and burrow into the soft, sandy soil. Children play in the park, carefree, while mothers watch and gossip. Letters from foreign lands with strange stamps drop onto the doormat. Planes soar high in the summer sky, leaving only a trail of vapour. My home is ivy-clad red brick, shaded by sycamore trees. I pick up the phone and ring haematology at the hospital, knowing that help is readily at hand. And outside my door, people of Durham wander past in the sunshine, finding time to talk and laugh and love. Beautiful Summer of Gaza, moon shadow. In 2 short months, you will climb back through the looking glass into your topsy-turvy world. There, in your world, farmers cannot gather olives or tend their fields, now confiscated for security reasons. Fishermen are confined to harbour, their lives at risk from Israeli gunboats. Men burrow deep in the sandy soil to fetch food for their families. Children are anxious, traumatized victims of violence. Mothers are helpless. Letters from a foreign land languish in a Greek port and never reach your door. Planes roar low, spreading sonic booms, destruction and death. Will your home still be standing when you return, or reduced to rubble? Hematology is far away in an Israeli hospital. Who knows if anyone can reach it? But outside your door, people of Gaza still wander past in the sunshine, finding time to talk, laugh and love and hope.
Remorseless by John McKenna, a poem for the people of Gaza. The stars shine equally on the west and eastern banks, on the women and the children and the soldiers and the tanks. The undelivered letter, with its thoughts and prayers and love all locked away, through the ether, through the wire, over the wall and under fire, the love creeps in. They can stop the ships, they can stop the mail, but they cannot stop the love. They do not see the love. They are blind to the love. And the love gets through. Ceaseless, invisible, remorseless love. Before love, organizations and governments and wars all crumble and fall.
Breaking the siege. I took an embrace out of Gaza. Not one saw it or asked for its name. I took it through customs and checkpoints, held it close as I boarded the plane. The father had hugged me in Gaza, his tears seeping into my coat, his arms shaking, pressing on mine. He secreted a message of hope. Then I took the embrace out of Gaza. I broke the embargo on love. I brought it to the son in exile, and I hugged him, one handshake from Dad.
I'll try not to cry through this one. Poem by John Parsons. I will be back. What lovely words to hear. They leave hope in our heart and shut out fear. When held against fate, then doubts depart. They're like soft curtains drawn around our heart. I will be back. What strength and warmth these words give. Worry becomes a fleeting fugitive. And in our heart, the calm of love descends. Love is the link that absence never ends.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. I wish you a good trip home. Just one last Twitter I read last night, might be out of date, but Siege of Gaza, 1,680 days. 1,680 days too long. We've got to end it. Thank you very much for coming.